In the heart of a small American town stood a quiet park. Children played on the swings. Joggers passed by with music in their ears, and parents sipped coffee on nearby benches. But in one corner, under the shade of an old oak tree, sat a man. No one really noticed. His name was Mr. Whitaker. Gray beard, weathered coat, and eyes that held stories no one cared to hear. Every afternoon, he sat on the same bench, feeding the birds with crumbs from his pocket. People passed by, sometimes glancing, mostly ignoring. Some even warned their children to stay away from him, just an old man who talked to pigeons. They assumed. But 12-year-old Noah was different, curious, kind, and quieter than most kids his age. He walked through the park every day after school, watching Mr. Whitaker from a distance. One day, when his friends were too busy with video, games, and loud jokes, Noah made a decision. He walked up to the bench, hesitated, then sat down beside the old man. Mr. Whitaker looked surprised. "No one sat here in a while," he said with a smile. Noah nodded. "I see you here every day. Why do you feed the birds?" The old man chuckled, softly, "Because they still come, even when people don't." That single sentence hit Noah in a way he couldn't explain. For the next few days, he kept returning. Some days they talked about birds. Other days about music or books or nothing at all. And slowly, Mr. Whitaker's stories began to unfold. He had once been a musician, played the piano in grand theaters. Across Europe, he showed Noah a photo faded and torn of a younger version of himself on stage, smiling beside a grand piano. "You were famous?" Noah asked, wide-eyed, once. "But fame fades like autumn leaves," Mr. Whitaker said gently. "What?" Noah didn't know what no one knew was that Mr. Whitaker had been waiting for someone. Not for fame or glory, but for connection. For someone to simply see him. It had been a week since Noah last saw Mr. Whitaker. The bench beneath the oak tree remained empty. The pigeons still came, but there were no crumbs. Worried, Noah asked around, but most people barely knew the old man existed. Finally, the park cleaner told him the news. Mr. Whitaker had passed away peacefully in his sleep at the town's shelter. Noah felt a sharp sting in his chest. He walked to the bench and sat in silence, tears stinging his eyes. He reached into his backpack and pulled out a folded piece of paper, Mr. Whitaker's favorite quote. Written in shaky handwriting. "People may forget what you said, but they'll never forget how you made them feel." Later that week, something incredible happened. The town newspaper published a story titled "The Music Man on the Park Bench," written by Noah. It told the story of a man everyone ignored, until one boy sat beside him. The article spread quickly. Residents were stunned to learn about the man who had once played in grand theaters, whose music had touched thousands. Flowers and candles appeared at the bench. A plaque was placed beneath the oak tree in memory of Mr. Whitaker, a man of music, kindness, and quiet strength. But, more importantly, people began to change. They slowed down. They greeted strangers. They sat on benches they once walked past. And every Sunday, a group of children gathered by Mr. Whitaker's bench, feeding the birds with crumbs. Just like he used to, Noah kept coming too. Not because he felt sad, but because he understood something now. Sometimes, sitting beside someone is the kindest thing you can do.